Hi, this is Barbara, and this is how to do Inktober Tangles Day 2. The pattern name is Jackstripes, and it was deconstructed by Chrissy Frampton. And I actually did this complete video and did not do my settings right, and this is part 2. Well, part 1 for you guys, part 2 for me. This is basically how the pattern looks, and it is a fragment. And if you remember what a fragment is, it can be square, it could be a triangle, it can be a circle, and it has a pattern that you draw within it, and then you can use that pattern in grids to create other meta patterns, and this one can be used in the same way. It's a very simple pattern, but it has a lot of possibilities. The basic way that the pattern is drawn is in a square. And okay, so I already have this square grid ready to show you. And if we just do the same pattern in each one of these squares, what we would do is put our diagonal line in each one of these squares. And that is step 1. The next step is to bring a line down that's parallel to your grid lines. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that same thing in each one of these squares. It's just the way I like to do my patterns. And I'm trying to make them all about the same width. But again, doesn't matter, doesn't have to be perfect. And then the next thing we do, like see if you look at this again, is we need to do this diagonal line in each one of these squares. So I'm going to turn mine to the side, turn your tile here and here. I'm going to have it meet up at about the same spot. Here. Oops, and now I see I forgot that line going down. Cross. Cross. Let's bring that one down. And then bring that one across. So now you have that pattern 4 times. And then you could put other patterns inside here. You could blacken these in for dramatic effect. You could put an aura in. You could just do all kinds of things. Oh, guess what? I forgot this one. Okay. So there we go. That's the basic pattern. I made some patterns, some little cubes to show one of the things that you could do for this. And I added some color and aura lines here, added an aura inside of each one of these, and then put that together, filled it in for some drama, and that makes for a cool pattern. But I want to show you what happens if you mirror that pattern. So if I had a mirror and I set it up right next to this, it would look, let me get this right, like this. I did these a different color so we could see. So this is a mirror image of that tile. And this one is a mirror image of that tile, which makes kind of a cool pattern. And then if we turn these around and put them together, that's another nice pattern. And then we could put these together. I think fragments are a lot of fun because there's so many different ways that you can do them, bring them together, and rotate and make all kinds of cool patterns. So I did several things in my sketchbook to prepare for this. I just want to show you a little bit of that. So again, this is that original pattern that I showed you. This is if I rotated my tile each time and did that pattern, this is what happens. This is what I just showed you. These are mirrored. And then this is also having that pattern mirrored. It starts out like this, and then I put the designs inside. So I'm going to show you how I did this. I actually, in my first recording, showed this first, okay? So this is how that pattern looks with a border. And I've already shaded it because I did the tile once and I messed it up. And that was also part of my first recording that didn't record. So before I show you what's underneath, I am going to show you how to do this one. And the way I did that was to put my diagonals inside each square, and it creates a square inside of my square. Okay, and I'm going to start in this direction. Again, these are mirrored. Each one of these is mirrored to itself. So I have my line coming this way. This way. Then I'm going to put my diagonal, and I'm trying to keep my lines about the same width. Okay, so to mirror that one, I'm going to start. Okay, had a little bit of a brain glitch there. Here we go. So kind of lining that up. I'm going to come down this way and this way. And then my diagonal here and here. And then this one is going to be a mirror image of this one. So I'm going to start this way. This line and this line. My diagonals. Again, this is a mirror image of that one and that one. So on the edge first, and then the diagonal. Yeah, there you go. Mirror image, mirror, mirror, mirror. And this is a really fun way to play with fragments. If you have the Zenthology and there are patterns similar to this, It's a lot of fun, for me anyway. Okay, so I'm going to now add the flux in each one of these. Which happens to be the day one pattern for Inktober. And I'm going to ink it in. Adds a little drama. And then I'm going to put a little line in each one. So I'm going to do the same thing in each corner. And try not to take too much time. I want you to see how nice this can look. Now, the first time that I did this in the first unrecorded video, well, actually I did record, but all you saw was my face. Doesn't help you at all. I did not mirror these correctly, and I'll show you how that turned out. It was definitely a mistake. There are no mistakes. It wasn't perfect. Made for an unusual tile, but it was not what I wanted to show you. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing in these centers. So well, that one's kind of fat. It's okay. You could add color to these. If you have the Tangle Mosaic app, there are some cool examples of what people have done with this pattern. It was released about a year ago, so there's not a lot of tiles on the Mosaic app, but there are some. I always go to the Mosaic app first to look at what other people have done, because I feel like I don't have as many unique ideas as some of those people do who have been doing Zentangle a lot longer than I have. And also look on Facebook to see if anyone has tagged that pattern. But usually people don't tag the hashtag with the pattern names on Facebook. So they're not as easy to find as they are in the Mosaic app. Okay, so we're getting there. Last one. I enjoy simple patterns. I'm a simple-minded person. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that is what I intended to do, and I'm going to put it inside of that nice border and put it where you can see it, and that's what you come up with. So I did a nice amount of shading on the outside of that border to make it look a little bit rounded, and I would come in and add some shading. Let me get this out here. at the center of each of these. Oh, didn't add my little hatching. Each one of these. I'm trying to make these videos not too long, just to show you the basics, get an idea of what you can do with these Inktober tangles. If you had started a pattern collection, I would encourage you to add a little 2x2 square of this pattern so that you could try it again later. And let's show you that again. Okay, so that's just a very basic idea of things that you can do with this pattern. And again, it is Jackstripes by Chrissy Frampton. And now we'll show you how that turned out when it did not turn out right. I did these two right, and I did these two wrong. So I needed to either continue to rotate my tile, and that would have made an interesting pattern if I had done both sides the same. But again, no mistakes. And this is one way you can cover up your mistakes. Anyway, have fun with it. Thanks. Bye.